to the lecture series on nursery and gardening. In today's lecture, you are going to understand about the seed. In seed, you are going to learn the structure and types of seed dormancy, causes and method of breaking seed dormancy. The content of this session are types of seeds. In this aspect, you are going to study two types of seeds, that is monocotyledon and dicotyledon. The next one is structure of seed. Here also you will study two types of seed structure. Seed functions. Under this content, you are going to study what are the main function of seeds. The next is seed dormancy. Under this aspect, you are going to study causes and types of seed dormancy and methods of breaking seed dormancy. Totally 7 aspects you are going to study in this topic. Let us start with definition of seed. Seed is defined as fertilized matured ovule consisting of an embryonic plant together with a store of food, all surrounded by a protective coat. Another definition says that the seed is a living embryo which is vital and basic input for attaining sustained growth in agricultural production in different agroclimatic conditions. The embryo in the seed remains almost suspended for some times and then receives a to new development. Seed is the symbol of beginning in scientific agriculture. Seed is the basic input and the most important catalyst for other inputs to be cost effective. For ensuring sustainability, the seed supports high productivity, enhancing profitability, creating biodiversity at a reasonable level, and gives environmental protection. Thus, the seed plays a vital and remarkable role in agriculture. A seed is primarily of two types. They are monocotyledon seed and dicotyledonous seed. Monocot seeds are defined as seeds that consist of a single embryonic leaf or cotyledon. Monocotyledon seeds are endospermic, but some, as in orchids, are non endospermic. Corn, wheat, rice are examples of monocot seeds, also called as monocotyledons. Dicot seeds are defined as seeds that consist of two embryonic leaves or cotyledons. Dicot seeds contain a single embryo with an embryo axis and two cotyledons around it. Initially, all angiosperms or flowering plants were grouped under dicots. Let us now study about these types of seed structure in brief. A monocotyledon seeds, as the name suggested, has only one cotyledon. There is only one outer layering of the seed coat. A seed has following parts. The outer layer of the seed is called as a seed coat. In the seed of cereals such as maize, the seed coat is membranous and generally fused with the fruit wall called hull. Next part is endosperm. The endosperm is bulky and stores food. Generally, monocotyledonous seeds are endospermic, but some, as in orchids, are non endospermic. The outer covering of endosperm separates the embryo by a proteinaceous layer called aleurone layer. The embryo is small and situated in a groove at the one end of the endosperm. Scutellum is the large and shield-shaped cotyledon. Plumule and radicle are the two ends. These are called embryonal axes. The plumule and radicle are enclosed in sheaths. They are called coleoptile and coleorhiza. Unlike monocotyledon seeds, a dicotyledonous seeds, as the name suggests, has two cotyledons. The outermost covering of a seed is called seed coat. The seed coat has two layers. The outer layer is called testa and the inner layer is called tegmen. But in monocot, you'll see only one layer of the outer covering. The hilum is a scar on the seed coat through which the developing seed was attached to the fruit. A small pore present above the hilum called as mycopyle. Embryo consists of an embryonal axis and two cotyledons. Cotyledons are often fleshy and full of reserve food materials. Radicle and plumule are present at the two ends of the embryonal axis. In some seeds, such as castor, the endosperm formed as a result of double fertilization is a food storing tissue. In plants such as bean, gram, and pea, the endosperm is not present in the matured seed, known as non endospermous. Let us discuss about the function of seed. Seeds serve several functions for the plants that produce them. Key among these functions are nourishment of the embryo, dispersal to a new location, and dormancy during unfavorable conditions. Seeds fundamentally are a mean of reproduction, and most seeds are the product of sexual reproduction, which produce a remixing of genetic material and phenotype variability that natural selection acts on. Next aspect is seed dormancy. The state or a condition in which seeds are prevented from germinating even under the favorable environmental conditions for germination, including temperature, water, light, gas, seed coats, and other mechanical restrictions, is called seed dormancy. The main reason behind these conditions is that they require a period of rest before being capable of germination. These conditions may vary from days to months and even years. These conditions are the combination of light, water, heat, gases, seed coats, and hormone structures. So, these are the main conditions for seed dormancy. What are the causes of the seed dormancy? There are certain major causes for the seed dormancy. We will discuss only few reasons of seed dormancy in this session. The first reason is seed coat impermeable to water. The seeds of certain plants, especially those belonging to the families Leguminosae, Solanaceae, Malvaceae, etc., have very hard seed coats which are impermeable to water. These seeds remain dormant until the impermeable layer decay by the action of microorganisms. The second reason is seeds coat impermeable to oxygen. In many plants such as cocklebur and many grasses, the seed dormancy is due to the impermeability of the seed coat to oxygen. However, during the period of dormancy, the seed coat gradually becomes more permeable to oxygen so that they may germinate. The third reason is immaturity of the embryo. In certain orchids, the seed dormancy is due to the immaturity of the embryos which fail to develop fully by the time the seeds are shed. In such cases, the seeds germinate only after a period or rest during which the development of embryo inside the seed is completed. The fourth reason is germination inhibitors. In certain seeds, the dormancy of the seeds is due to the presence of certain germination inhibitors like coumarin, ferulic acid, abscisic acid, etc. These may be present in endosperm, embryo, testa, or juice or pulp of fruit. Fifth reason is chilling or low temperature requirement. In certain plants such as apple, rose, peach, etc., the seeds remain dormant after harvest in the autumn because they have a low temperature or chilling requirement for germination. In nature, this requirement is fulfilled by the winter temperatures. In such cases, the seeds remain dormant throughout the winter season and germinate only in the following spring. The last reason is light sensitive seeds. In many species, the germination of the seed is affected by light, resulting in seed dormancy. Such light sensitive seeds are called photoblastic. Seeds of tomato, tobacco are positively photoblastic and germinate only after they have been exposed to light. On the other hand, the seeds of certain plants are negatively photoblastic and their germination is inhibited by light. These are the reasons or causes of seed dormancy. Next aspect is types of seed dormancy. The first type is innate dormancy. It is the condition of seeds which is incapable of germination even if conditions suitable for seedling growth are supplied. This inability to germinate may be due in certain species to the embryo being immature at the time of dispersal. The second type is enforced dormancy. It is the condition of seeds which is incapable of germination due to an environmental restraint, which includes an adequate amount of moisture, oxygen, light, and a suitable temperature. The third type is induced dormancy. This type of seed dormancy occurs when the seed has imbibed water but has been placed under extremely unfavorable conditions for germination. Finally, seed fails to germinate even under more favorable conditions. Last aspect is Methods of breaking seed dormancy. Various methods have been used by seed scientists and technologists to break the dormancy of seed. Simple and widely used methods are discussed here. The first method is scarification. Any treatment that is physical or chemical that weakens the seed coat is known as scarification. Scarification method is applied when dormancy is imposed by hard seed coat. Example in leguminous, tur dal and gram, etc. In this method, there is various ways to break hard seed coat, such as seed are either rubbed on a sandpaper manually. At the time of rubbing, care should be taken that not to damage the axis of the seed. This method is used in green gram and subabal. When seed coat is too hard, that is of woody nature, the seed coat has to be removed completely by breaking it. This method is used in rubber seed, India teakwood seed, etc. Next method is soaking treatment. Soaking hard seed coat in concentrated or diluted solution of sulfuric acid for 1 to 60 minutes so it removes seed coat impermeability. This method is used in cotton seeds, India teak wood seeds, etc. The second method is temperature treatments. When the dormancy is due to embryo factor, that is, the seed is incubating at low temperature 0 to 5 degrees centigrade over a substratum for 3 to 10 days, placing it at optimum temperature required for germination. This method is used for mustard families. Some seeds require a brief period of incubation, that is, from a few hours to 1 to 5 days at 40 to 50 degrees centigrade before germinating at required temperature. This method, care should be taken that moisture content of the seed is not more than 15%. Example is paddy. This treatment is applied for paddy. Next is hot water treatment. Is also an effective method of breaking hard seed in leguminous. In this method, the seeds are soaked in water at 80 degrees centigrade temperature for 1 to 5 minutes. It is depending upon on the type of seed before putting for germination. The third treatment is light treatments. Same seeds do not germinate in dark. Thus, it provides continuous or periodic exposure of light is essential. For example, Lactica sativa required red light 660 nanometer or white light is essential for germination to occur. The fourth treatment is treatment with growth regulators or other chemicals. Endogenous dormancy may be due to presence of germination inhibitors. Application of low level of growth regulators, that is gibberellins, cytokinins and ethylene etc. may break the seed dormancy. Most widely used growth regulators are gibberellins and cytokinins. Example, seeds of sorghum crop pre-soaking seed treatment with GA3 at the concentrated of 100 ppm have been used for breaking seed dormancy. Among other chemicals, potassium, potassium nitrate 0.2% and thiourea 0.5 to 3% are widely used for breaking seed dormancy in oat, barley, tomato, etc. These are the treatments which are used to break the seed dormancy. Let us discuss what are the importance of seed dormancy. It follows the short it follows the storage of seeds for later use by animal and man. It helps in it helps in the dispersal of the seeds through the unfavorable environment. Dormancy induced by the inhibitors present in the seed coats is highly useful to desert plants, allows the seeds to continue to be in suspended animation without any harm during cold or high summer temperature and even under drought conditions. Dormancy helps seeds to remain alive in the soil for several years and provides a continuous source of new plants even when all the mature plants of the area have died down due to natural disasters. Dormancy of seeds is for a long time which act as a survival mechanism. Seed can adapt to adverse situations and resist inappropriate germination, but there is no uniform germination. Dormancy makes it difficult to maintain the plant population and interferes in seed testing procedure. These are the references for this session. I hope you all understand the today's session. Thank you.